some sports with our guy, Pep. What's up, Pep?
Good morning, guys, and I know you'll appreciate this because we love to see during this challenging time for everybody when people give back. It always feels good that you see one of your own from the Inland Empire doing something good and giving back and making this positive impact. So on Saturday, I had a chance to interview your boy Warren G, the hip hop legend.
I saw that.
I know it's kind of random, but he came out and he fed the San Bernardino Valley College football players just because he felt so bad. A lot of them come from situations where they don't know where their next meal's coming from, or they're at home with their families and their families don't know where their meals are coming from. So he not only fed the players, but he brought enough food and cooked enough food on his Sniffin' Griffin's barbecue rig that he sent them home with food to give to their families, man. How cool is that?
Shout out to Warren G and all the regulators.
Pep, is he not the coolest guy ever?
Dude, he was so low key, man. He's a sports fan, and as he put it, he's like, I just want to do something good and fill up their tummies. That's what he said. I mean, it was like, how cool is that, man?
Let me tell you how cool Warren G is. In the desert when he did a concert, the only thing Warren G wanted was some Coors Light and Albertson's chicken. That's it. I said, this is my guy. This is my guy.
That
He's
sounds
awesome.
about
He's
right.
cool.
He seems like he's really down to earth. He just wants to help people. And so that was pretty cool. So you can check that out on Inland Sports right now. But we did have sports over the weekend, some real live American sports. We're about to get to that. It's all brought to you by Matheson Gas. They are the gas professionals. They have 3 locations across the Inland Empire in Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana, and the Riv. That is Riverside. So if you need gas, visit them online. Check out the website. That's mathesongas.com. If you are a business, you use gas to operate your business, check them out. They'll be more than willing to help hook it up. That's mathesongas.com online. Give them a call at one of their 3 locations, CO2, propane, helium. They have it all. And that, again, they are the gas professionals. So if you need gas, you need to do the gas thing, check out Matheson Gas. So the big thing yesterday, and guys, and I was so fired up about this, NASCAR returning to the track, the Lady in Black at Darlington, and Kevin Harvick navigating that number 4 machine to victory lane. And I think it probably didn't matter who won the race. We just wanted to see racing again.
Wait, we had an actual human in an actual car? This
Yes.
was a virtual thing?
We did. It was really cool and virtually unnoticeable to those who were not at the track, except when they were in the pits for some reason. Hearing all that working going on and stuff and it echoing was kind of eerie. That was the only thing that was a little different.
Yeah, and there was that one, I don't know what that camera was. It must have been a drone shot where it was like a 360 shot and it would do circles. And
Yeah.
as a guy who just gets really motion sick easily, I was like, oh, I can't look at that shot too long. But other than
And
that,
it was weird to see how
I
empty
loved
it was.
It was great. So we got more racing coming up this week. We got another cup race, I should be specific here, a cup race at Darlington on Wednesday night. And then they're going to roll into Charlotte and have 4 more races. And if you look at NASCAR right now, probably on NASCAR.com, they have the full schedule because, again, they're going to keep all the races in the southeastern portion of the country at just a couple different tracks. But next they will go to Charlotte after Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, a little more racing, a little something on the TV. I love it.
It's nice to actually get one of sports coming back.
Yeah, motorsports. We're seeing golf come back a little bit. So I mean, there's opportunities out there for real live, American sports. So we had the Real Heroes 400. Kevin Harvick wins. More racing coming up on Wednesday. And then for golf, it technically wasn't a real PGA Tour event, but it was a kind of a skins game trying to raise COVID-19 relief funds. So a charity event by 4 of the biggest names. One guy who's a younger guy, I guess you could say. But we had our own Ricky Fowler, the pride of Marietta Valley High School. So an Inland Empire guy. It was Fowler. It was Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, and Matt Wolf. And basically, at the end of the day, they raised more than $5 million for different charities. So how cool is that?
Very cool. Go Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, one of our own guys, right? I mean, and again, kind of like NASCAR did with their broadcast. It looked a little different, right? I guess they had like one camera crew, from what I understood, and they'd play a hole, and they'd have to let them hustle ahead and kind of get set up for the next hole. The camera guys,
It's
So
kind of fun. I mean, it's a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at stuff
Yeah.
you don't see, and it's kind of fun to see how these like major, these guys who are used to these major events and have them covered amazingly normally, how they run on a skeleton crew. It's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, you can really see how much production they put into just showing you golf. Now we're kind of getting a documentary behind the scenes
Right?
style golf.
yeah, and what people on social media were I was just going to say freaking out about, but what they kind of were pointing out with the fact that they were wearing shorts. You never wear shorts like on the PGA Tour. And then also there's no caddies. Everyone had to carry their own bags around. So that was different as well.
Old school.
By the way, I've been seeing those videos of those little like motorcycle golf carts that want to come out with golf. That will get me into golf real quick, guys.
Might get him into it.
That could happen. I'd like to see that. And speaking of golf, the next cool charity event is coming up next weekend. It's that whole, Tiger is going to be paired up with, I think it's Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady is going to be with Phil Mickelson. And again, they're going to do something similar where they're going to raise charity funds, to combat the coronavirus.
And it sounds like with that one, it's going to be pretty loose, like different challenges. The front nine is a certain like best ball, the back nine's a different style. And I think they said they're going to set up little challenges and stuff just on holes randomly.
I think, too, a lot of the banter and S-talking between Peyton and Tom is going to be the attraction here, because they've already started with, like, Tom, what do you think about facing Peyton again? He's like, I'm glad it's not Eli.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I'm just glad it's not Eli. I was like, that's funny.
I'll say this, like, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. I'm not going to argue anyone about that. It just is what it is, coming from a 49er fan who loves Joe Montana. Right. But I will say this. Peyton Manning should bury Tom Brady in trash talk. Peyton Manning should. Like, when they get on the course, right. I just feel Peyton Manning, like, he's just so witty. He's always got something funny to say. We've seen him already doing it. Right. If that's what it comes down to and they're mic'd up, I'd go with Peyton Manning.
All right.
Very charismatic, very funny. Yeah, Peyton Manning. He's got it.
Tom fired the first shot.
Guys, some NBA news. The Lakers returning to their practice facility over the weekend, like a lot of different NBA teams. Right. So that's a good sign, because again, we're hearing they're going to need a couple weeks to get their legs underneath them, right, to get the basketball shape going, to resume the season whenever that happens. And lastly, The Last Dance from last night. We had the final episodes 9 and 10, really digging deep and documenting, again, that final season in 98 when the Chicago Bulls won their 6th and final NBA championship. And guys, I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. I think he's the greatest of all time. In my mind, it's not even debatable. But what'd you guys think? Did you feel any different about Air Jordan after this?
I've always felt that Jordan was the greatest, only because he was, when I was growing up, he was the man, and he was like a global icon. But I have to say, one thing that I was not prepared for with those last 2 episodes was Steve Kerr's father and him getting killed in Beirut. I was totally left hook. I was shocked.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, speaking of Steve Kerr's father, there was just so many things, and I grew up in that era, and I followed the Bulls pretty closely. But there were so many things that this documentary unveiled. I'm like, either I didn't know that or I forgot about that. And at least for me, like, I appreciate those Bulls teams and Michael Jordan so much more. I mean, Dennis Rodman running off to go do WWE.
That's what I can remember because I was so young. It's like I remember Rodman doing the WWE, and I remember him being on those Bulls teams. I don't remember it being at the exact same time.
How do you go? You're playing for the NBA championship. You're just like, yeah, I'm not going to go out to practice the next day. I'm going to go join. I think at the time he was Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah.
Well, you already got away with taking a vacation in the middle of the frickin' season.
Why not go join the NWO?
Apparently you can do whatever the hell you want, because when he did get on the court, they did show this very well. He instantly brought a ton of heart and a ton of energy. And when he gets on the floor, he changes things.
And that's how freaking cool the NWO was. Let's not forget that.
That is true. It is kind of sad, right, Pep? It's the last of The Last Dance. That was 5 weeks long. We all had a great time watching it. But there is another thing coming up on television. That Game 6 they are going to rebroadcast, and with some extra footage on Wednesday with the Last Dance cameras. Some never-before seen footage, I should say. Should be pretty cool.
I'm there for it. I'm there for any content they might have left out, any replays. I'm there for it, man. I'm totally hooked. In fact, what really bummed me out was at the end of the episode when Jordan's like, yeah, we could have came back for a 7th NBA title. They could have brought the band back together, and I'm like, oh, don't say that. What if?
10 hours of documentary footage, and I think the best moment was his security guard hitting him with the shrug.
Yes.
Hit him up with the shrug, didn't he, Pep?
As
The
he took
Smith
his
brothers.
As he took his money. Pep, tell him how to get your stuff.
It's Inland Sports. If you're down with Warren G, go check it out, Inland Sports. We got it on Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube channel right now. That's Inland Sports.
My guy. Thanks, Pep.